Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to the podcast that explores the world within and out. And thank you for subscribing to Traveling Inside Out. Woohoo! And rate it on Apple Podcast or Spotify or wherever you want. Just make sure that you help me in being found by other listeners like you. That's all I'm asking you. Thank you. I said it before and I'm going to say it again because it sounds so nice. It's my 10th time in New York. And because I've explored New York City quite a bit, it was finally time for me to go to New York upstate. And so I combined two amazing things, and I'm very happy to tell you today only about one of them. The main reason why I was in upstate New York was because of an artist retreat that I'm going to talk about next time. But at the same time, I decided to combine with my partner a trip. So first, I went to an artist retreat with future, present friends. And then at the end, after we left, I decided to stay with my partner in Ithaca. So we went in Ithaca and we stayed there from Tuesday to Friday. I arrived on Monday, my partner arrived on Tuesday, and we returned on Friday. The artist retreat, however, was in close by Penyan, by a lake, so in Fingers Lake area. Ithaca came to me as an idea just because I was looking into where else could I go with my partner, and because I was already far away there, I suggested that maybe we can just stop in Ithaca. And little did I know that that's a fantastic city/town to visit and to be in. And I'm all sold. Like I was like, we're moving here. We kept joking about how we're gonna move there, both my partner and I. We are not gonna, but it was just the idea of it. First and foremost, I wanted to stay in a hotel, but then seeing how expensive all the hotels were, and something like $150 per night and breakfast not even being included, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to do that. And so I said, okay, so should we try an Airbnb? And we found way cheaper, and it was an Airbnb that looked modest but cheap, like friendly, like budget friendly, and rather close, like just a few blocks from downtown area. Now the town per se is not that big anyway, and I went for it. And so we rented from Monday because that's when we left the artist retreat, the beautiful house on the lake that we all stayed at. And Monday I had the whole day basically to myself. My host was very kind to let me check in way earlier. I usually don't do this. I usually do respect, but I asked if I can leave my luggage behind because I was arriving around midday in Ithaca, and I could only check in at like 3 p.m. And I'm like, oh, I have a bit of luggage. What am I gonna do? Like, where am I gonna stay? They also announced that it's gonna be rainy. Luckily, by the time we arrived there, the rain has passed. But I was able to check in, so that was great. I only went, did some extra shopping, ate a little bit, went a bit around town, so I didn't do much by myself. And the next day I was waiting for my partner to come and start our trip together, basically. I recorded the podcast, one of 2 podcasts ago is when I recorded it, and I was there in that specific Airbnb, and I was looking out the window and I remember all the squirrels. That town was filled with squirrels. Now let me tell you, why did I like Ithaca so much? Firstly, everywhere I went, it was insane. Like, so many signs with Black Lives Matter, which was stunning, right? But then I also saw in few places standing with Ukraine. And for a second, I was like, this is literally my partner and I. As my partner is black and I'm very close to, I mean, Romania is very close to Ukraine. I was like, this is totally us. Like, this is us. Then you see some LGBTQ flags in some places. They have amazing murals, graffiti murals throughout the town as well. And as I said, the town is small. We had to walk for like 15 minutes to go to like a hiking trail, basically, kind of within the town. Anyway, let's start from the beginning. So my partner finally arrives after like taking him 2 hours to get outside of from Brooklyn to get outside of New York, and then he did the rest of the road in 4 hours. So it's been like 6 very long hours of driving, and he gets to rest a little bit, and then just before sunset we go to this hiking trail. It was really pretty. It's a gorge, and it's kind of close to the campsite, not campsite, camping area, not camping, campus area. I'm so sorry. Campus area, because Ithaca has apparently a famous university. I didn't know that. That's on me. Anyway, we go there. It's beautiful river, like it's a gorge, right? It's a beautiful river. Autumn leaves, so beautiful. The sunset goes down, so it's that beautiful time of the day, of the evening, if you want, if you will. And we go on the whole trail, and my plan was to just go all the way to the end of it, and then we will come back through town. Little did I know that by the end, you have very abrupt, like a lot of stairs to go up. And I was shocked to realize that I am really out of shape. I was getting tired. And if you have listened to my podcast for a while now, you know that I have been on a lot of hikes and a lot of trips, and I've walked a lot and all of that. However, in the last 2 years, I've gained some weight, and I've been very much out of practice with my walks and my walking and all of that. And so I started really feeling it. And it wasn't the legs, it was kind of my heart. Like I was out of breath, which is never, never, never pleasant. So that was a bit of a bummer. Then we go basically through the campus area. We see all sorts of restaurants. Also, again, all sorts of kinds of people, like Asia, like I'm not saying maybe they are all Americans. I'm just saying that the heritage you could see, because also the restaurants were different, from like Italian to Japanese to I think there was like a barbecue. Like it was a whole array of possibilities basically. And you could see white people, you could see black people, you could see, like, it was just amazing to just see like everybody can actually live with each other. We are not our own enemy. Like we are not. We can make it work if we just put their noise aside, emphasis on their, and people can just live like that. Then we went down and we looked through the houses. They were looking really nice, but some of them kind of looked a bit spooky, maybe spooky. Some of them seem like they need of a renovation. If you ask me, I think I watched so much. I don't know if it's AGTV per se, or like so many redesign and renovate houses kind of TV shows, that I'm like, every time when I look at the house from outside, I'm already, is the roof okay? Does it need the paint? Like, I'm already, I don't know why I have this in me, but I do have it. Like, I can't just look at a house and be like, look at the house. No, I usually check to see what's wrong. Are the windows okay? Is the door where it should be? Whatever. Is the color matching the environment? I don't know. Anyway, that was just the first evening. Then we decided to go and have dinner, and we actually went somewhere very, very, very close to our location. And we had I had Apparently, people online were saying that the duck fat fries were amazing, and I tried them and they were really good. But then also I tried date, like glazed date with goat cheese and almond something wrapped bacon. I don't know. It was an amazing thing. I'm salivating now when I think about it. It was so delicious and kind of somehow unexpected. So it was a date filled with cheese. Within that, it was also an almond, and around it there was a bacon and I think maybe some honey glazed or something. I don't know. It was so good. Then the next day, I decided that I want to go to another hike that was back towards where I came from. So it was around 40 minutes, something like that. And it was a very beautiful hike. Let me see if I can remember the name of it. Yep, the name is Watkins Glen State Park. And it was beautiful, and I'm happy we went there. Except I didn't know if we should go to the north or to the south entry, and we randomly choose one. I did that, and actually it was the correct one, maybe. Now I can just tell you, if you ever go there, if you take the Indian Trail, you're not going to see anything impressive unless you want to do a detour to through a cemetery. So choose whatever else, but don't choose Indian Trail unless you want to see the cemetery, because then you're not going. It's just like a trail, and you're not going to see because there's a fence, so you're not going to see much. And the funny bit is that the friends that I was with the previous weekend for the artist retreat, they went, and I said that I don't want to go because I was planning to go with my partner anyway, and I didn't want to see it twice. And so they did tell me that I should not go on the Indian unless I want to see the cemetery. But by the time I got there, I forgot which one they told me about. So there's that. But again, the gorge is really beautiful. I highly recommend it to not go very early in the morning because the sun is still not fully on the gorge. So you have a bit of a shadow all around. But there were very few people. When they went, it was filled with people. They went in the weekend. We went on a Wednesday morning, so there were not so many people. The foliage was still amazing. The water, the cascades, so many waterfalls, so beautiful. And we went on the stairs. Apparently there are 832 stairs in total. And once again, at the end, there were more stairs. And then we went back to the Indian side, and then all the way to the end, and then we went through a little bit of more stairs. So I was freaking dead by the end of this one. I was dead, and I was very disappointed in myself that how the hell did I manage to be so out of shape. I mean, I know why, but I was very disappointed. However, I also had things to change. I knew that I might be getting sweaty during the hike. So I decided to have change for the first time ever. I changed in the back of the car. And my partner was looking around because we were just parked. So basically, when we arrived, there was one more car in the whole parking lot. When we came back, there was like tens or at least 10 cars in that parking lot. So my partner was looking around, and I changed just in time because after I finished changing, a woman passed literally by the car, so she would have been able to see me. But it didn't happen, and I'm happy for that. Why did I want to change? Because the next point of adventure was to go to the famous Corning Glass Museum. I know of it from Blown Away, the TV show on Netflix, and I have marked it down on my map. And when I looked in the area, I saw, oh wow, this is actually like 40 minutes away from Glen State Park. So Waskin Glen State Park. So might as well just go there. And then from there, we are like 1 hour away from Ithaca. So we went there. It's inexpensive. I think it's $40. It's an expensive, but you can go 2 days. And if you really want to take your time, you can really take your time in that museum. If it was amazing, like you can, it's not only okay. So first and foremost, you do have the exposition of the people who were contenders in Blown Away. And I kind of spoiled myself because I didn't finish the last season, season 3, and it was shown there like the winner, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see this. Let's go away. Like, I don't want to see this. I didn't finish watching it, but you can also see they have glass. Again, it's a museum, so they have glass in which they are showing you from ancient Egypt, from North European, from Arabic world. So they have bits and bits and explanation and so on. They also had a treasure hunt in which you had to find a specific bit and like expose out of glass, and when you find it, take a picture of it, and then you can get something for free, which I did. And now that I'm talking about it, I have no idea where I found. I got on a magnet. You know, that I think about it, I think I lost it. I don't remember having it anywhere. But yeah, my life has been a mess, like literal mess, not a metaphorical mess, like actual literal mess for the last month and or so. Anyway, so I'm all happy, and we are finally at this museum. The one complaint that I have about the museum is that there's no proper way how you can, like, they are telling you how to start, but then it's very confusing. The rooms, you don't know where to go. There's no arrows. There's no specific, like, if you go on one side, then you miss on the other side. It's very, very confusing, and I'm starting to understand why. When you buy the ticket, they tell you that you can come back tomorrow as well, and I would have, but we had other plans, and so we also had to come back to Ithaca because my partner had a very important call for work that he was supposed to be at home for. And so we only had like 2 hours in total and I see you spending 4 hours one day and 4 hours another day, because we also took part, like we also watched 2 live showings. One was of glass modeling, and the other one was glass blowout, like blowing in, and they made a pumpkin. And it was really, 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 like literally like in that TV show that I've talked about. And it was really stunning. Next time, I don't think I'm gonna go again, but if there's gonna be a next time, I will go way closer to it because we were kind of far away. They had screens and cameras, so that was great. You could see everything that they were talking about, but I couldn't see the details of what they were doing with the pumpkin and all that. The rest of the museum was also interactive, so you learn about glass in general. You learn about windows, you learn about bottles, you learn about lights and how the glass was used in light bulbs and stuff like that. So it's like a proper museum, but it was very confusing. And then on the ground floor, you have a humongous shop that you can buy whatever you want. And so I decided to buy some Christmas decorations just because they were on sale, because they were apparently last year's Christmas decoration. And so I can say that I have Christmas decoration from Corning Museum, and I'm happy about that. So this was Wednesday. Then Thursday, we said that we're going to take it easy, but we still made it a trip. I found that really close to Ithaca, there's Buddhist monastery. And I was like, what? That's crazy. I want to go and see that. Like, I totally want to go and see that. I have currently a friend that she is in Nepal at a Buddhist monastery. And so I was like, oh, look at me. I don't even need to go all the way to Nepal. we go there, and apparently it was closed. It wasn't per se. I thought that it's like a monastery with monks live, but my understanding is that it's actually a place where people can, in specific time. I think it's 3 times a week, specific time, maybe around sunset. I don't know. People are invited for meditation if you want to meditate together with the monks and so on. But I think it's mostly used for a teaching place. So I don't know when the class is because we went there in the evening. So I don't know when. Maybe it was more vivid in the morning. We actually went there around midday. I think around 1 o'clock or something like that. And I was disappointed because I couldn't see that much. I took few pictures around, but yeah, it was very like nobody around. It felt very strange to me because in unfortunately I've only seen this kind of monasteries in movies, and they are, even though it's very quiet, there are people walking around and stuff like that. So yeah, we weren't able to see anything. Then we finally go to a winery together. Except that winery, I chose it because of the view, and that was a mistake on my part, but also because it was the closest to where we lived. So that was a mistake on my part, but we went to a winery, cider kind of a winery. And so I went there and I said like I want to try all four wine, like I want to try the I don't remember how you call it, the flight of, I don't know, the wine, the tasting. And we got four wines, and they were all cidery. And they were dry, like very dry and dry. Which is not my taste at all. I like sweet, like semi sweet or sweet. So unfortunately, I took it as an experience of I will know from now on that I don't like this. Then we went home and we went to a restaurant. And oh, I don't remember if we went to the restaurant on Thursday. No, we went on the. I don't remember if we went to the restaurant on Wednesday or on Thursday. I really don't remember. But we went to. My partner really wanted to have a barbecue. So we finally found like a Texas restaurant, and I'm like, okay, while in Ithaca, why not go to Texas as well? Sure, let's go for it. So we went to this amazing restaurant with very loud music that I didn't enjoy. I'm sorry, I don't think I've ever enjoyed loud music, and if I did, I'm not at that age anymore. And so we went to this amazing restaurant, and we had the best food ever, except I have to say that I knew that green beans is something that you're supposed to have when you eat in the south. I don't know if Texas is considered south. I'm considering it south. You know what? I'm from Eastern Europe, Romania. Most of people in Texas maybe don't even know where Romania is on the map. So I get to call Texas south. And so I decided to have green beans, and it was my first time ever ordering green beans in a restaurant, and I didn't like it. But then I had steak, and I also had grilled shrimps, and it was my first time ever ordering medium rare, and I decided that I don't think I ever will again. I will. I think my because I don't like it well done, and I don't like it medium rare. I just found out. I never had medium rare before, but I always wanted to try, and so I did, and now I know I don't like it. I mean, I ate it. It's just that it's a bit much for me. But so now I know that I like the steak to be medium, between well done and medium rare. Anyway, it was great. The fascinating thing was that our waiter, he introduced himself to us, and then he introduced another lady that was a few steps behind, and he said, "This is my name, blah blah blah, and she is my instructor. She's going to instruct me." And I was like, damn, I've never seen this ever before, ever my entire life. If people just started, I don't know, I have never worked as a waiter or waitress but I've never seen as a restaurant goer or like whatever. I've never seen this before, and I was very interested. I'm like, I don't know if I feel somehow mixed feelings. In a way, it feels awkward, but in another way, how come this never happened before? Do people when they start they just be like, there you go, that's your table, good luck? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's it's crazy to me that this never, I don't know. Let me know. Send me a message and please tell me, have you ever had a waiter and then his instructor by his side helping him out? Um, because after he took our order, she stepped in and asked for the margaritas, what kind of ice, for the blah blah blah, what kind of blah blah blah. So I had also a baked potato, and my partner had ribs. So we ate. I had too much food, so I'm always asking for takeaway, and they brought the takeaway plastic, unfortunately, box to me, and I put away and I left the freaking beans behind. I'm like, nope, didn't like them. And it was really good, like delicious, yummy food. Rather expensive, rather on the expensive side, not gonna lie, but really, really, really good. And then that was perfect. On the way home, that took us again 6 hours. So I think we made it like 3 hours and a half, 4 hours, or I think it was like 4 hours and something, to make it from Ithaca to New Jersey, and then from New Jersey to Brooklyn, it was 2 hours and a half, and I lost my freaking mind, unfortunately. Anyway, we did one more stop, and that stop was at apple cider mill, or I don't know, orchard, or whatever you want to call it. And that's when my partner lost it. He bought so many stuff. I wanted to go there to buy some apples, and I wanted to try because they said that they have like a corn maze, and I'm like, oh my god, I've never been into a corn maze. Unfortunately, that corn maze was done for kids. It was like 2 turns and then you're out, like pom pom, and then you're out. And I was like, okay, whatever. Maybe for a kid it's more exciting. I'm not a kid. I mean, I can be quite childish, I admit, or immature, whatever you want to call it, but I'm not a kid like that. Anyway, we went there. I bought a lot of apples, and then we bought apple cider donuts, which I never had before, and they were so good. And pumpkin cider donuts or something. It was so incredible good and fresh and amazing. And we also bought like apple butter and cherry butter, apple cider butter, or like cherry butter. I don't know, man. It feels like marmalade to me. I don't know why it would be called butter, but okay. We were very happy to do that, and I highly recommend going to Ithaca for people who like hikes and you like good food and you like a nice kind of trendy place. And the last thing that I want to mention was that in Ithaca, just before leaving in the last day, I've seen the same mural a few times, and finally I'm like, let me see what is written up there. And then the shock on me to see that the writing was in Romanian. What? In random Ithaca, a mural of the whole freaking wall, literally the whole wall of a building, and up there it's written in Romanian. And let me see if I remember, the saying was also be brave, children, ahead is I don't remember. Curaj copii, înainte-i viață. Curaj copii, înainte-i viață. So that's the Romanian, and in English is be brave, children, ahead is life. It's just, or life's ahead, or something like that. Like, amazing. So yes, I highly recommend Ithaca, and I also recommend you sending me a voice message and tell me if you have done anything special in October when the foliage goes crazy in most of places, and if you don't have autumn, or maybe you have spring in the south hemisphere, let me know what you have done last month. This concludes today's episode. Thank you for listening and for reviewing Traveling in inside out. If you want to get in touch with me, send an email to podcast@alinaigrad.com. And remember, your outdoor journey begins with inner work. Until next time.